I grew up in the south side of Bloomfield, New Jersey. So it was borderline like Newark, East Orange, Bloomfield. So it was like hood, but it was like semi-suburb too. So it was weird, very weird. But I was kind of always like an outcast in a way. And when I started getting into music, and I started producing and then started meeting different people, I was definitely a minority. Asian kid, making beats, early 2000s, late 90s, like that was new. I guess it sort of worked to my advantage because when I would meet people and they would hear my music, we would get to know each other and network with each other. I think it allowed for them to, you know, remember me more. So like, I think it became this thing where it was like, oh yeah, it was that Asian kid, right? I stuck out of the crowd a little bit, and I think that helped me. But you know, I don't really look at race as a thing. I think at this point in time, in 2015, really it's about the music, how creative you are. And I know that for me, being a producer, my value is in my music. So I need to just make sure that I'm making the best music possible. Rest in peace. My dad played guitar, he played bass, drums. So I always had music playing in the crib. There was instruments all over the place at all times, drum sets, all this shit. And my mom was just a nurse, you know, surprise, surprise. I never really had that convo with them. I just did it. There was definitely times where it was like pressure, go to school, what are you doing with your life? How are you making money? What, you know, go to school for music. And at the time, there wasn't really many options. It was just like engineering school. I never really like followed the rules. I was just in my room, literally on that keyboard, just banging out beats. And that was all I did every day, from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed. If I wasn't eating, I was making beats, or, you know, sleeping. It was eat, sleep, beats. That was my life for a long, long, long time. I stuck with my guns, and I had to deal with the pressure from family and pressure from myself and like self-doubt, the idea of where I'm going and what I'm doing with my life. And this was like in my early 20s. Pressure was tough, but the thing that kept me going was just the drive and the passion to create. And just when I'm in there creating, I'm in a flow, you know what I mean? And I forget about everything. I think that also contributed to me putting in so many hours into the music and just training myself to become as good as I am now. And I'm getting better every day, and I'm still learning.
I called Chuck and I said, Chuck, did you hear this? And he was like, yo, Hank, I was listening to the same thing.
Next thing you know, the whole studio is just packed. It's a party. There's literally like about 15 blunts.
Run DMC and their whole crew get off the bus. Every one of them just like walks by Del, picks up his head, just walks by.
So he's like, yo, what's all that red about? He's like, what do you mean? My name is Red. What do you mean what that red about? My name is Red.